Hello, fellow Banks graduates. This is Jimmy Carmack, class of 1970. We're here at the Southern Museum of Flight near the Birmingham Airport, and this is the Banks jet behind me. A lot of you probably don't know this and didn't even know it when it was happening. But we have a little story to tell about the jet. As best that I can pinpoint it, because too many years have passed, I think this happened about in the early fall of our senior year. One of the clubs that I was in, and I think it was the Thespians, I'm not an actor, I was a stagehand, we got assigned or volunteered to clean up the jet, which, as you know, was popular to be painted by other schools. So one afternoon, a group of us, after school, and after, I guess, all the teachers and principal and whatnot had left, we were up on the roof with the jet, supposed to be cleaning it up. One of the fellas, Mike Williams, who was a freshman and who has since passed away, he was up here fooling around the cockpit, and he got the cockpit open. Well, it appears that when they took this jet out of service, they basically just pulled the engine out of it, and that was it. He got the cockpit open, and there was still the seat in it and the joystick and some radio equipment, different controls and whatnot. Well, he got in the seat and was pretending that he was flying it, playing with the joystick. I was standing on the wing next to the cockpit, and he was pulling on levers and whatnot, and he pulled a lever that I guess was the landing gear or emergency landing gear. Anyway, the landing gear came down and locked in place, still with the tires on it and everything. Well, I drove a 1953 M38A1 military Jeep, is what I drove to school, and it broke down regularly, so I had some tools in it. And I knew enough about hydraulics that I thought maybe we could break the hydraulic lines and shove the landing gear back up. Well, we broke the hydraulic lines, and it was still pressurized and like to blew us out from under the wing there with all the hydraulic oil. So we got that stopped. In the meantime, someone, I don't know who, but I've always suspected it was someone that lived in one of the houses that backed up to the football field, must have been watching us. And they called the principal at his house, and he came back out to the school, and he was not too pleasant, and he basically ran us all off. And apparently the Birmingham School Board did not like it either. They didn't like the jet with the landing gear down. They wanted it to look like it was soaring, not landing. So at some point in time, I don't know if it was, can't remember if it was 2 weeks, 2 months, or whatever, one day at school, and some of you may remember this, the Birmingham Fire Department showed up with 2 ladder trucks that would reach from the ground up to the jet, and some mechanics from the Air National Guard with some equipment. So they got them up to the jet, and they hooked up some, I guess, portable hydraulic pumps and repressurized the hydraulic system of the jet and got the landing gear back up, and supposed to have fixed it where it wouldn't come back down. So that's somewhat of the story. As I mentioned, I had tools in my Jeep, and for a 16 or 17-year-old, ever how old I was at the time, the seat belt was still in the jet, and I had to have that seat belt. Can I get it now?
Continue, finish your story.
So I got the seat belt, and I had it in several dune buggies that I had built after high school, and I always took it out when I sold the dune buggy. So I have had the seat belt to the jet for 50-something years now. So today we are going to, I have been trying to come up with a good word, return, surrender, give back, and I have settled on the word reunite. Today we are going to reunite the seat belt with the director here at the Museum of Flight and let them have the seat belt back. So here we are with the seat belt out of the jet, pretty much as it was when I removed it 50-something years ago, and we are going to reunite it with Mr. Mike Morgan here from the Southern Museum of Flight.
On behalf of the director, Dr. Pasanti, and the Air Force, I will accept this seat belt as part of this aircraft and reunite it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this is in front of the jet. This is a little plaque that tells a little bit about the history of the jet and about it being moved here. If you come here to Southern Museum of Flight, you probably want to come out here and see this. There is also inside a display case that has some memorabilia from Banks High School that you want to be sure and see also. One of the things on this, if you notice the bell up here, this is one of the school bells from Banks High School, and it is live. So with the ring of the bell, I think that'll be the end of this video.